Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for the Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video cross 3,000 likes, now putting us only one away from the Glitch Chaos run. I said it was going to happen, and if it does, we're going to be doing it on Sunday for the Crazy Sunday run. It's going to be absolutely bonkers if we do hit it, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing that we're going to. So here's your screenshot of the day and achievement of the day sent in here by Rhombus McDongle. Title of the thread was Finally Got Dead God. And then in the thread, they also said watching Sinvicta over the years really helped me up my game. Thank you, Sinvicta. Hey, thank you very much for being a part of the Mosh Pit, Rhombus McDongle, and congrats on your amazing achievement of Dead God. Not a whole lot of people have that, so here we go. It's gonna be it's good to be back on Eden, you know. And okay, it's gonna be Sierra Lima X-Ray Mike Geck. So this is hilarious, and also just because, like, of course, if you recall, last week's question of the episode was I'm just gonna get to it now, was what is your take on Mega Blast? And the most upvoted comment came in from You Likes Huey Lewis and the News, or something like that. I don't have the comment in front of me right now just because, like, I'm stunned that we even have Mega on. Of course we have Mega on a question of the episode that had to do with Mega. And let me actually, I'm just gonna do this now. You Like Huey Lewis and the News, who said extremely boring item IMO. Same problem as Mega Mush. The run is over completely over as soon as you get this, or the second that you find this item. And then we start with Mega. So, woo! How you doing? You Like Huey Lewis and the News? Feeling good? Second was up comment came in from that was relevant anyway to the question was Jacob, who said good while you have it, but it's easily replaceable and quickly forgotten, which I definitely disagree with. It's not. I wouldn't say that it is replaceable or easily replaceable anyway. You can forget it, sure, but you know it's freaking Mega. Like, it's a guaranteed win. Like, you're going, unless you like get really bad pathing, like, you're going to be fine. And yes, I know I skipped the commercial break here because I mean the first floor was a total joke. And last but not least, the third most upvoted came in from Wobbles, who said, I've only had it once and it was cool, but just as meh as Brimstone for me personally. Which, yeah, you know, it's funny to hear the discourse against Brimstone as well, because I mean, technically Mega is just Brimstone, except, you know, amped up to 11, and I don't disagree with that. There's not really any way to argue with that. I'm going to stick with Ringworm or Wiggleworm here just because I want to have the tiers up. Obviously, we're also going to get the Spectral tiers. And on top of that, we just picked up Tech 1, and our base stats. I haven't even talked about our base stats yet because I was just through the moon that we have freaking Mega. Especially after Huey Lewis's comment, I was like, yeah, you know, we can talk about this for a little bit, and then of course we get Mega. That's just, if we're not living in a scripted world at this point, I don't even know, man. We were definitely going the wrong way for the item room, by the way. So I'm gonna go back up here. But yeah, it's been a very busy week. I've been you know, busy with Pokemon, obviously, doing that kind of thing. People still asking me about the Mosh Pit heroes, the Isaac League heroes, Basement League heroes is another one that people have been bringing up. And yes, we most likely, I was going to do it this Sunday until the like streak goal started getting close, and now I'm kind of like, we might could do it this Sunday, but most likely it's going to be next Sunday, assuming that the like streak goal does indeed pass here, as we are going to get to. Okay. I do want to touch the Book of Sin. We're going to get bounced off. So get ready for that. That is unbelievable. That is the first time, I think, ever that I have ever gotten I've been able to do that. Yes, I will take a movement speed upgrade, and then I don't care if we die. So, only reason why I'm doing that is just because A, I don't care if we die because we have 9 lives, and B, it does not matter for this run in particular. Did we blow up that judgment? I feel like we already tried that over there. And I just don't feel like fighting Widow. Looking for the secret room real quick here. Yeah, it's been very busy with Pokemon stuff, and it's been cool seeing new people come on by. I love seeing, you know, the YouTube mosh pit intermingle with the Twitch mosh pit. It's all the same mosh pit. I've said it for many years. Gonna be Baby Plum here, and we're just going to eradicate her real quick. Our passive item is Blue Baby's Only Friend. I've not really had a chance to talk about because we've been talking about Mega pretty much this entire run. But you know, Blue Baby's Only Friend, if you have excuse me, if you have a need for secondary amounts of damage, Blue Baby's Only Friend's got you covered. And yeah, of course, we're going to miss the Devil Deal. I don't care about that because we're guaranteed to get another Devil Deal on the next floor with this Black Soul Heart here and Mega. Yeah, we're going to get it. And 2 of 3 Guppy already is just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, this is definitely a run. This is a run and a half, I dare say. Yeah, so definitely go straight to the boss here. That's the best use of Mega in my opinion anyway. Man, Mega looks just wicked awesome with the Tech 1. And of course it's gonna be Krampus. All right. But going back to Mega, I mean, I definitely don't agree with the idea that it's easily replaceable. I actually would find it very difficult to replace Mega, especially with something like Krampus's head. I think that is a significant downgrade to our current situation because again, Mega just carries you. I don't know why I did that. I know the secret room's not there. I'm just going to have pure reflex right now and force a habit when I see that room. Her skull, nah. And ooh, now Parasitoid. I mean, I'm gonna get on board with Parasitoid. Like Parasitoid can absolutely shred. Even without like having Guppy or something like that, like you're still gonna be really, really well off. And I feel like the Parasitoid it's kind of like the Mulligan. It's sort of like Mulligan and I can't move. It's like Mulligan and Infestation 2 wrapped up in one. Like you're going to be able to get a lot of spiders out of the shots. You're going to be able to get a lot of flies out of the shots, and overall, it's just a DPS increaser. Like it's a shot. It's a damage multiplier almost in a way. Don't have to worry about that. We don't have any more HP to really go through, so I don't care about finding the sack room. We have a golden chest, or a golden key. We might as well go check out the store. Would not mind getting Sackhead, but if we don't, I'm not gonna cry about it. And oh man, what a start. Of course, Wiggle Worm does also come with a an included Tears Up that you get, which is another reason why you would want it on top of the Spectral Tears, of course, and just the really cool effect that you get. Pop Mega here and just blast our way through the entire level, and you know, I'm not going to lie. Like Mega does get very it does get very samey. Obviously, because again, you're literally just plowing through levels left and right. You know, there's no real. If you give a player like me Mega Blast, like we're going to win. I mean, it's just flat out. There's not going to be any sort of mystery or anything like that involved. And honestly, that's okay. That's fine. We take those. You know, now again, this is one of those uniquely Binding of Isaac problems, which is. Oh, we got another key. I didn't realize that. Which is that, you know, you go for watchability versus playability. And as, you know, as a content creator, it's difficult to sometimes be like, yeah, you know, let's cash in a free win versus, you know, well, let's get a little wacky zany with it. I think everyone knows that I err on the side of more conservative play. You know, many people call it a boring play style, and that's fine. I've been called way worse over the years, and it's whatever. I think that the safest way is definitely not always the flashiest way. But I also do believe that it instills good teachings to people looking to try to get better, and today's meme of the day was the dead god screenshot. It's stuff like that I still feel good about what we're doing, what I do here on YouTube, my playstyle and everything like that. And again, everyone's got their own playstyle. Like, if someone's criticizing your playstyle because they don't like it or whatever, then whatever. it's not literally not a huge deal. I do want compost. Really don't want to bomb our donation machine, but we have 914 cents. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so not compost. Sorry, I was talking about Diplopia. Let's take Diplopia. We're not going to use Mega yet, because we're going to save that for the next floor. We don't have to lose a life, though, if we go to the Devil Deal. We can also, obviously, we're going to get Guppy if there is a Guppy item in there. Now, the real turd in the punch bowl is if we don't get a Devil Deal, then what do we do? Do we go Mega, or do we end up going with Diplopia? Because look, as strong as this run has started, we haven't really gotten much in terms of like damage. We've gotten a tears up from Squeezy, but if I drop Wiggle Worm real quick, you'll see our true tears rate. And yeah, it's okay. It's just barely better than base Blue Baby. But that being said, we definitely need some more damage. Cat Ninetales is great and all. I mean, again, it is a damage up. It ain't Mega Blast damage, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not Mega Blast damage. We are gonna get an HP upgrade here, and we do get our Devil Deal, and yeah, we're just gonna pop it. No reason to use HP here for this. Now we do lose a little bit of tears, but we gain damage thanks to Death's Touch. Then we can go back and use Mega on the next floor. Obviously, we could have used Diplopia on something else. Like, we could have used it in the shop, or we could have used it maybe in the boss rush or something like that. But this just gives us an immediate payout. It solves one of our not so great problems, but still a little bit of a problem with just wanting to increase more damage, and that's exactly what we did for free, kind of. We're loaded up with Mega, and we just do it all over again. The one thing you don't want to see with Mega is dead ends. You don't ever want to see dead ends, because the whole goal of Mega is to give yourself feedback on the charges that you get and make it to the boss. If you can make it to the boss in one charge of Mega, you know that you're doing something right. And we were able to make it to the bosses here very luckily and very easy. Now, again, I go back to the question of the episode from last week, talking about it's easily replaceable. I would say that's an opinion more than a fact, because there's not many Space Bar items that can do what we just did. Mega Mush, of course, being the other one. We get ourselves a Holy Mantle, and we get some Victor Robes, which is going to give us more damage, and I'm definitely happy with that. It'll take us longer to go find the item room than it was to just plow through the boss and everything else here. But this also, again, does give us more charges for Mega, so we can just reload and just do it all over again. And that's what Mega's great at. The Haunted Chest gets blasted from existence. I'm gonna say secret room's there, but I'm not. Okay, yeah. This was based on the floor tile, basically nothing else, because obviously we hadn't been to any other adjacent rooms, so glad that we didn't waste our bomb there. Talking with a couple people today about about the failed game, if you want to call it a game, the day before. And if you, those of you who did not see that saga, be glad. Now, I don't have any connection with the day before, other than I'm friends with Force Strategy Gaming, and we talk often. And you know, he's been on this game for a while now, you know, calling it from left and right. By the way, if you don't know what this game was, the super duper TLDR is they were hyped up. It was a hyped up game that was advertised as something that it wasn't, and then the studio that made the game shuttered its doors 3 days after launch. 3 or 4 days, something like that. It definitely wasn't more than 4. Some PJs here. And I was like, man, the reason why I have a little bit, just a tiny connection to the game is only because the network, SideQuest, they asked us if we wanted the keys, and it was an emphatic no from everyone. There's supposed to be some kind of zombie like Division, Last of Us MMO, or at least that's what it was like kind of marketed itself as, but then it just was just like a Tarkov clone with a lot of asset flips and stuff, and basically everyone from the start knew that it was going to be an absolute disaster. And it was. It was, in a very big way, it was a huge disaster. I don't think I've ever, in the history of ever, since I've been, you know, playing video games for a living, I have never heard of a studio shuttering their doors in record time. It's like this is faster than like the Jets season went out the window as soon as Aaron Rodgers debuted. Football joke. But and let me clarify, it wasn't an emphatic no from everyone. There was actually quite a few people from SideQuest who was just like, yeah, I'll check the game out just to see what kind of a disaster it's going to be. Yeah, I was not one of those who were like super gung-ho about the game. I was like, yeah, it's like maybe passing curiosity, but I wouldn't stream it, you know. The writing was on the wall. Love to get that restock machine, but me knowing me, I know that I would never ever sacrifice HP, even in a winning situation, just to get a card, so I pretend that we just didn't see that. But yeah, that was something special. You gotta have an all-time great story to share with everybody there. If you gotta be like, yeah, well, you know, we have to close. We gotta close up. The game was so bad we had to go bankrupt. At least that's what they said anyway. But you know, I'm not here to talk about that. But it made me think, like, you know, I wonder what people's opinions of mine. Or I wonder what people's interest levels in my opinion about gaming news and stuff would be, you know? Like, obviously, Jesse has he's got his 5-minute news, and or at least, you know, almost 5-minute news. You know, obviously going a little bit further than that, you know, we had TB doing, you know, everything. And I was just like, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I think that I'm probably cut from the old school cloth when it comes to gaming. But I'm also not afraid to like play like gacha games, or, you know, play mobile games that a lot of people have negative feelings about, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with me being me. I'll always be fine with me being me. Also, I'm not fine with how much damage you're taking against Red Mom. Testing my patience here. Despite having Mega, okay. This needs to stop. That is way too much damage. I don't even care if we're in a winning run. Unacceptable levels of damage there. Yep. There's good old boss rush for you. I am gonna play Sacrifice Room since we got absolutely bupkis out of the boss rush. I mean, this whole floor was one just big nothing burger of a floor. Again, we do have this red heart, so we can go back, or the bone heart, I should say. We can and should and will go back to pick up some red hearts here. Unless, of course, there's no red hearts, then, well, we can't do that. I'd like to go into the... I would like to go into this vault, though. That was going to get hit by that bomb, didn't you? You thought there was no way that poor old Invicta was not going to get hit by that, right? Charges here, but unfortunately no hearts, and all right. Never mind. We could also go in the curse room. We should go in the curse room because we need to find that third guppy item. We don't need to. Do we want to? Yes. Are we going to? Probably not, because we got, you know, 2 guppy items in rapid succession early on in this run, and the game is not going to allow that to transpire. And if it does, then you know what? We can just be all the more excited and surprised. Oh, baby. I think I will go to the dark room here. Because, I mean, like, why not? We have Mega. Okay, well. Like, yes, our stats are not phenomenal, but stats don't really matter when you got Mega. Let's just be honest. Now, the long death animations, I should say of bosses are definitely gonna put a little turd in the punch bowl, but we don't have to worry about fighting Lamb with these stats, because obviously, unless we get a full charge, I'll probably use Mega one more time on this floor. Just couldn't give us Guppy, huh, game? And I know some people are going to be like, oh, you can't complain about Guppy if you didn't go to all the devil deals. Well, hey, look here, Poindexter. There was no way for us to have known for sure if we were going to get another devil deal for the rest of this run, right? For all we know, we could have gotten blanked on Womb 1 and Womb 2. Then what? Yeah, then your argument's invalid. Movement speed is quite bad. Like I said, our movement speed is quite bad. Even if we die and go down to 1 HP, as long as we don't use Mega until we're on Lamb. Now, this is the challenge part of the run right here. Is to just find Lamb, right? Find Lamb with these stats. And our stats aren't terrible. Like, well, I take that back. Our tears rate is pretty bad. Wow. Okay, sure. And also, we're getting hit by some of the most ridiculous things I think I've seen in a while. The Death's Touch, I don't know if Death's Touch is worth it with Tech 1. You really want a high level of tears. You don't want a low level of tears. For anything, really, but especially with Tech 1. Also, I'm just now realizing that apparently Parasitoid does not interact with Tech 1, which is a big bummer. That was for sure thinking that it did. There's our resident full clear of the day, everybody. Yeah, this is the challenge portion. This is the skill cap portion of the run. The skill cap, are they still a thing? Old school World of Warcraft vibes coming out. Back when I was gonna write a protection PvP article for skill cap back in the day. This is a long time ago. Everyone was fascinated with Lauder. Knew that was gonna happen. The way that the top greed was moving, I knew that it was going to just keep on that path. We're also getting a lot of vengeful spirits, which is, you know, they don't count as orbitals. It would be nice if they did. See, now we actually have to sit here and play the game, and I mean, who wants to do that? Who's got that kind of time? Not me. We got Pokemon cards to go through. Wow. We got some floatiness going on here, man. Between that and the whatever that was that adversary did. Bro, I cannot kill these bombs. And who's ready to go through the big room? Now again, I don't really want to like. Could we go through the rest of this level with Mega? It's certainly possible. But one thing I don't want to do is fight Lamb with 1 HP in these stats, especially the movement speed. The movement speed is our biggest Achilles heel right now. No pun intended. Well, there's no pun there, but you know what I mean. So we're just going to have to just go beast mode on this and just do it all hitless, I guess. After being hit 3 times, of course. Vengeful Spirit is going to give us those wisps that do fire out tears whenever we do take hits. Or they spawn more whenever we take hits. It's adding a little bit of contact damage and stuff, but unfortunately they don't really count as orbitals. You do a great job there killing all those demons. Gertie. Here's the problem here is I can't see where the shots are. Not that it really matters. Now watch this. If you thought that was fun, watch this. Notice how it's still going, right? Second C, Delta 3, Mike 9, 8, Lima Bravo 6. And notice how Mega is still going. That is because it's one of the few items that will persist through runs. And you can really use that to your advantage if you want to get a leg up, if you happen to be doing a victory lap. Then definitely go for it. Common Cold's okay. Poison damage here. Curse of the Unknown means we can't see how much HP we have. Not that it really matters, of course. This is a global D20, which I am going to just use now. I will say this: if we get a chance to re-roll, since we already got the first lap done, I will re-roll. But I'm still very upset that we haven't gotten Guppy. That should have been like a, not a guarantee, but you know, it should have been an almost guarantee. Apparently that was I thought we still had another life after that. We can use Hangman here, not that we really want to, but oh man. Well, I don't believe that this works for Mega. I don't believe that this works for Mega. By it, I mean the hairpin. I'm fairly sure that it does not work and give you just a flat out full heal for Mega, or a full charge for Mega. I remember our movement speed is not what I think it is. But technically it is going to give us a full charge when we go into this next room, because if it is only a 6 charge, then obviously, you know, we have less than 6 charges to get on Mega. And you see our damage is still quite good. Our tears rate though is the one that's a little bit wonky. Another Curse the Unknown. I can't move. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it is not a full charge. It's a 6-room charge, which is pretty much what I thought it was. Dizzle. Yeah, I mean, going back to the whole gaming thing, the gaming news stuff, like, that's what I was originally going to do with Invicta Radio, which was, you know, I wanted to do just my take on, you know, on gaming news in general and stuff, but then, like, it kind of gets this weird thing where it's like, you know, are you a games journalist? Like, what do you really want to do? And I don't want to be a games journalist. That is not something that, like, I actually think that the hairpin is quite good here. I I don't. This is not something I want to do. You know, I have many friends who are. Am I going insane? I have many friends who do game journalists for a living, and I don't want their job. they could do it way better and just a much more educated job than I could for gaming news. Like gaming opinions and stuff like that, I think is something that I'd be interested in. We are still just... I don't think we've gotten a curseless floor in quite a while. This is hearkening over to yesterday. It's the danger right there. One of the few downsides of Mega, other than people finding it boring, is the fact that like it does push you ahead of things. So if you don't have the movement speed, or if you're just getting destroyed like we are right now, you're going to be taking lots of damage. A lot of damage. So you have to be very, very cautious of the fact that Mega is going to propel Isaac forward. We do finally get ourselves a Tears Up. A movement speed up, I mean. We did get a Tears Up, but... Alright, now let's go find that pesky item room. It was over here somewhere, next to the spikes. Could use the Hangman card to get those keys, but I'm not really too worried about that. Really. We'll take Soul Heart. I don't really know where our item room is. Hey, look, another Mega. If we're gonna leave the Hangman, we might as well use it on this floor. Thank you, D-Bizzle. Empress card doesn't really do much for us. Mega gives us just 2 Mega Blasts. Now, wouldn't it be cool if Mega and the Soul of Azazel actually like had a synergy? Like if it gave you like permanent Mega or something like that. I mean, YouTube would hate it, of course, but like, we get another curse. That would be spectacular if you got like Mega. Okay, need you to calm down here, Curse the Maze. You can finally see how much HP we have, and also how many lives we have left. See, this is where you can't really do much. But what's nice about having the hairpin is that we do get essentially a full charge. We will always have a full charge for the next floor. And I'm definitely down with that. Oh, D-Bizzle. D-Bizzle, have at it, son. Well, the gulp horse pill doesn't do anything, but ended up gulping the hairpin. So now if we do happen to find the left hand, that'd be nice again, but that's gonna happen. Yeah, we can reroll a little bit. Maybe we'll get Black Candle or something. Not that we really need anything here, as we are going to get School Bag. Stopwatch I wouldn't mind getting. We can still go into the curse room. If we have a bomb, or if we had a bomb, we could do it for free, but we just got the wafer, so now it doesn't really matter. We end up getting a bomb anyway. And we are going to be able to get Stopwatch, too. So this cardio coin. I've been talking about a lot of movies lately as well. I did see that they added the Mario Brothers movie to Netflix. And I've watched it. This is the thing with me. I've watched it a couple of times, but like in the background, just for noise. Like it's one of those movies that you can just forever just put on repeat and never have to watch it, but it makes excellent background noise, right? Like if you're eating, or if you're like, you know, if you're not really necessarily trying to watch something. Yeah, you have any of those movies? That's one of those movies that it makes you feel good because it's so simple. I almost left before buying stopwatches. That is definitely one of those things that is a Sinvicta-ism there. Leaving the floor without buying what he was trying to go for. Also, I just now realized that we haven't even beaten Bombino yet. I feel like messing with you, Bombino. Regular old HP. If you notice here, we're not allowed to actually pick anything up while we're using Mega Blast. Same thing goes for the Soul of Azazel. Don't ask me why you can't do that. Might be an animation thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, the Mario, and I'm talking about the new one, the one with Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen. It's one of those movies that's like, you know, it's just a kids feel good movie that it's great for background noise and nothing else. No, it's not gonna be the greatest film of all time. And Jack Black, of course. Jack Black was definitely the standout of that movie. I have watched it, but I don't watch it anymore. See that bomb up there. Now, some people will say that these videos are kind of like along the same vein. You know, they're great for background noise, and I'm fine with that. It doesn't offend me. People often tell me that they use these videos for sleep aids, and that's totally fine. I'm happy to help. I wish I could sleep better on my own. But I will say that I have been sleeping excellently lately, and I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. It's because I've been going to bed really, really, really late, and that's mostly because of Project Zomboid's fault. Definitely want the ice cube, but first let's try to get to this boss. Are we going to actually go through another mega charge here? Oh, there we go. Obviously, if we can get something like the car battery or jumper cables like that with Mega, it proves to be just incredible. Yeah, we'll take Multidimensional Baby. We haven't gotten anything from Satan in a while because he just still refuses to give us our guppy. Yeah, if you're one of the members of the Mosh Pit you're almost embarrassed to tell me that you don't want to, or you don't want to tell me that you use these videos for ASMR and stuff, then don't feel bad. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, I promise. I got too many good things going for me right now to get my feelings hurt, especially when it comes to something like that. Man, we're getting tons of HP left and right. Love to get the guppy item. We're gonna get best bud, so at the very least, we're gonna get flying finally. But as a little consolation here, game, I would much prefer if we just simply got guppy, so we can actually get something out of our flies. Beelzebub transformation, by the way, everybody, if you did not know, is when you take 3 fly items, like, you know, Smart Fly, or you take Hive Mind or something like that. They all count as a fly item, and you get 3, and then you get a free flying transformation. And on top of that, you also get fly friendliness. As in, flies will no longer aggro you. We can go in there and use Mega again if we wanted to. That one was going to hit the reroll machine. I don't necessarily want to hit the reroll machine. Oh, okay. I guess we'll take green cat. Okay. Restock. Yeah, we'll take blanket. Now, we don't necessarily have to worry about finding the full card for a boss rush here. Oh yeah, we have flying. Totally forgot that we had flying. We would not have had taken any damage against those spikes. I remember that, but I did not. Baby bender. Come on, there's got to be a guppy item in here, right? No? Okay. We could theoretically go pick up that that Eternal Heart. We seriously don't even need the cancer item. Because we already have the wafer. And the wafer is going to have all the damage that we end up taking. And right there was the problem, and this is the reason why you didn't see me using Mega against bosses, even though it totally makes sense. Like, if you look at that, be like, how come you wouldn't use it against the bosses? Well, because it's not necessary for us to beat bombs, or to beat bosses with Mega at this point. Mega is more of a tool designed for you to clear out a level, rather than like just completely owning a boss, you know. And the problem with that is that you also can't pick up any items, which is always fun. And we continue to not get Guppy here. Okay. I don't care. Okay. Blackheart bomb me. Oh, we don't have any more bombs. Crack crown. I mean, I did say I would re-roll it, so... we got Montezuma's Revenge. Lusty Blood. Empty Vessel. Holy Mantle. Sanguine Bond. I believe that is Mysterious Liquid. Maybe. No, that was from Little Spewer. We have options. Bad PhD. And Flatstone. Which, I mean, yeah, you know, this is fine. At least we have Montezuma's Revenge and Holy Mantle. That's all we really need. Because then we can kind of just run in, like, kamikaze style, take the hit, not die, and then, you know, then just completely own everything. Montezuma's. There's a tinted rock right now. Right now. They may have noticed that despite us re-rolling, we still ended up keeping the trinkets that we gulped, and that is because of the way that re-rolls work. So if you end up getting something like no, we don't need it. If you end up getting something like a re-roll, even if it's a D4 or a D100, you are able to still keep stat ups. I totally forgot to go back and get Crack Crown. Or did Crack Crown reroll? It may have rerolled. It doesn't matter. We're still super strong here. I do miss I miss the fact that we don't have flying anymore, but small price to pay, I suppose. I feel like it's been a while since we've had Montezuma's Revenge, too. Which, out of context, really sounds horrible, but in context, it sounds even... Well, it sounds funny. You don't know what the real-life Montezuma's Revenge is, look it up. There's double peeper here, which is not going to affect both eyes, it's just one. We obviously have car battery. I do appreciate that the game decided to give us member card when we're not going to any shops. Yeah, I guess we could go to Hush, but nah. So we're not going to get Guppy on this run. And that's one thing that kind of threw people for a loop when Repentance came out, was that you do not persist the transformations through rerolls anymore. Which was kind of the whole reason why you wanted to get transformations, was that at least we got a Guppy item and we don't have to worry about, like, even if we reroll, we're not going to be totally screwed. Well, that's no longer the case in Repentance. I mean, Repentance is years old now. This is try not to get hit while going in for the kill with Montezuma's Revenge. Oh, we got another world card. Like 3 world cards in a row. I'm fine with, like, hey, give me mapping. Just can't use it on this floor because obviously I'm gonna wait till we get to the cathedral. What the? Oh, we have rocket in a jar. Like, what was that noise? There's no reason for us to use a 5-room inside of the cathedral. Unless if we just truly needed a way out and needed like a second chance at like an item or something. A super secret room might be here. We get one of our soul hearts back. I honestly thought that Guppy's hairball was going to block for us there, which is the reason why I didn't feel bad about not trying to dodge that. And I highly encourage, speaking of Montezuma's Revenge, I highly encourage you all to definitely get better with it. It's an item that will repay you the more time that you spend with getting to learn it. I wouldn't say it's a high skill cap item necessarily. I think that sounds a little pretentious, but it's just one of those items that, like, it can carry you if you know how to use it correctly. Some people will probably say, like, oh, Isaac's Heart's the same way. Nah. It's not the same thing there. Let's pump the brakes a little bit there. A little Monstro, Fast Bomb, Shard of Glass, and a Bloody Lust. I guess I should be thankful that we didn't get Curse of Lost. Because you know that was coming. Now, Little Monstro plus Baby Bender is actually quite good. In a weird way, it almost kind of looks like Eye of Belial. We get huge growth as well. Take the Eternal Heart. Just for S's and G's. I think that should be the question of the episode today, though. I mean, I know that technically it's stemming from a victory lap, but there's no rules to the question of the episode. We can ask whatever we want. What is your take on Montezuma's Revenge? Is it an item that you've tried to actively practice with? What are some other items that you would consider, quote, high skill cap in the game of Isaac, where it just gets better the better that you get with it? Post them in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Montezuma's is definitely, it's a skill position for sure, but man, the rewards for it it just pays off in droves, in spades, whenever you can actually just run in and be like, you know what, this is the only item that we really need. We don't care about anything else. Got a Blackheart Bomb Blue Baby here as we are coming up to the end of this one, but man, what a run it was. I gotta say that Mega obviously being the item that we started with after having that question of the day from last week's episode was quite hilarious, but I am glad that we got another one here. So thank you for watching, everyone. Again, one final time, your question of the episode is, what is your take on Montezuma's Revenge? Is it an item that you've practiced with? Can you think of other items that you would need to, quote, practice with in Isaac to make them better? Post them in the comments down below. The top 3 most upvoted comments get read. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great Thursday, everybody. As always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like CTop18, Steve with a Lisp, and PokeStick. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of the Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.